Welcome to a quick review of the Nintendo 64 version of San Francisco Rush. This game was developed and released by Midway in 1997. This is a racing game that has you behind the wheel of up to 11 different cars in 6 different locales based in San Francisco. There are a few modes of play, including a single player mode, a 2-player split screen mode, a practice mode where you can explore each of the tracks, and a championship mode where you compete in 24 races on the 6 tracks in normal, reverse, mirrored, and reverse plus mirror configurations. The game's main draw is the crazy amounts of time you'll be flying through the air throughout the game. The graphics look decent and almost everything from the arcade version is present. However, the graphics have not aged well. The texture quality is not great and can look really ugly up close. In addition, the frame rate is inconsistent and can run choppy when particle effects, such as tire smoke from a pack of cars turning, or when smoke from an exploding car is present. The 2-player split screen mode with computer opponents on only serves to aggravate this. The sounds of crunching metal and grinding the wall are well done, as are the engine sounds. The music tracks sound faithful to their arcade counterparts, but the actual fidelity of the N64 versions are poor at best. It's as if though they downsampled everything to try to fit the entire soundtrack on a floppy disk. I'm sure the graphics and music would be much better had the game's developers had more room to work with than just 8 megabytes. The gameplay is the opposite of the game's graphics though, and that's a good thing. You'll be flying through the air on every track for many seconds at a time, and many secrets are present in the game. You can unlock 2 cars with keys hidden throughout the game, and an F1 style car for winning the championship mode. There is actually a 7th track modeled after the Alcatraz track in San Francisco Rush The Rock for the arcade, but that can only be unlocked via a lengthy button code. The tracks themselves are faithful to the arcade version with a few exceptions, and they range from easy to exciting to extremely hard, with the king of exploding cars being track 3 and the fun factor maxed out on the hidden track 7. The game's options menu allows you to set the track configuration, wind, fog, difficulty, and whether or not you have just 1 life or unlimited lives through the depths option. Too bad there's no option to turn off the invisible walls that are all over the place in this game. The cars handle well enough. Going through the turns with the tires barely squealing is much better than holding the stick to the left or right and plowing into wall after wall. Some have complained, but it's also faithful to the arcade, where turning the steering wheel more than about 75 degrees will have you out of control in no time flat. So, in conclusion, the N64 version of San Francisco Rush is more or less a faithful port of the arcade original for better, the tracks and the gameplay, and worse, the music. If you're a fan of the original San Francisco Rush games, this version, and only this version, is worth picking up. Overall, I give this game a 7 out of 10.